Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. Make sure you hit that like button on your way in. I appreciate everybody for joining. Got a 22-17 victory for the Texas Longhorns in their season finale at DKR on Senior Day against a very good Kansas State team. Kansas State team missing Skylar Thompson, but a good Kansas State team nonetheless. As they finished 7-5, we finished the season 5-7. So, a lot to talk about. Got off our 6 game losing streak, which was crazy. I think the last win we had was October 2nd or something like that. Just wild to think about, but refreshing nonetheless just to see them win a football game, just to see them leave happy, especially for the seniors, especially everybody out there that continue to give great effort throughout the season. And we'll get more into it. First and foremost, want to give a quick thank you and shout out to our sponsor, BUSR, busr.com/fanatic. We're running a Thanksgiving Day special. I think it's up, but if you sign up, might be able to maneuver something for you for maybe a Black Friday special or a small business Saturday special, what have you. But bsr.com/fanatic. Take advantage of that promo code below sports100fp. That one is still good in terms of getting the 100% free play match on your deposit within the first 24 hours. So shout out to busr.com/fanatic, the official sponsor and betting partner sportsbook of Fanatic Perspective. So let's jump in here. I mean, Roshan Johnson. Well, let's just start out up top with uh, with the people that were involved in winning this football game for us. Uh, this is a gentleman who, from day one, coming to the University of Texas as a quarterback, and not just a quarterback, but a guy that was a four-star quarterback who was, Under Armour All-American quarterback, had credentials coming in, and due to our shortcomings and some things we needed, he switches positions for the good of the team and really halts his development and moves to running back essentially full time, and has been a team player, core special teamer, anything you need from him, that physical presence whenever we've needed it in the run game. Roshan Johnson's always given that to Texas. So today I was just really happy, not only for him to have his signature game. I'm sorry, I should have moved this from the my apologies. At least it got caught early. Um, his signature game as a Texas football player, but also um, just willingness, right? Anytime we needed it, went to the RoCap package, which was pretty much, I would say, unstoppable all season. And just to see him develop that leadership instinct that he's always had, but now you can now see it on the field, on top of what we know Roshan's doing behind the scenes, um, way throughout the game. MVP effort from Roshan Johnson, 179 yards. It got to the point where he's getting the football, and it didn't matter. He delivered. So I want to bring in Tran here, who also wants to provide his comments. So I'm adding in Tran to the thread. Tran, what's good, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well. I
How's
actually won a football game here.
how you feeling otherwise? Because I know you're feeling down the other day.
Not great, but good enough to talk here. Health is slowly but surely coming back, but it always gives me a bit of an energy boost talking to everybody. So it's been good chatting so far. I was just giving Roshan his flowers, man. What a performance by number two, man. The leader and the juice in the locker room, man.
With Roshan,
Yeah.
we've been on his bandwagon for years now. So I mean, it's not any surprise that he came out with that type of energy. He's been that way all year. When we've needed him, he's been playing hurt. I really just wish that we had all we need really is just his attitude instilled in all the other players. Because I mean, like we've talked at talked about tons of times is just that we have the talent. We just need the attitude and the focus. And his attitude willed us in this game. I think he almost had 30 rushes, right, for almost 200 yards. I mean, he was a beast today, and it was great to see him just step forward as a leader within the team.
He actually had 31 carries for 179 yards.
31. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Last I saw was 29.
yeah. So it was really, really impressive what he did today. Um, and I mean, really, I don't want to say a pedestrian effort from the rest of the offense, but we threw for under 200 yards. We didn't get a whole lot from the throw game, but just every single time short yardage, we were really good, except for
I,
one time where we got stopped.
I will give our look. I think pedestrians a kind of a harsh word because I think you have to give Sark credit because Casey did not look. He's been hurt, and you saw he
Yeah,
was inaccurate, and they put him in successful situations like the quick screen to Wiley was a new wrinkle that we saw. Getting Kelvonte Dixon involved in the game, hitting Brewer on the wheel route. He did enough to balance it where we could hide his injury a little bit. So I mean, I think that was by plan. And it really led off of the fact if Roshan didn't go off and Roshan didn't run with the effort that he did, this game's a different game.
we kind of out K State at K State though.
Yeah, 100%.
Like that's what they do. I mean, if you think about the 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 years where we were really getting harassed by the Purple Wizard, right? And all the stuff they used to do back in the day with whether it was El Roberson or Jonathan Beasley, whoever Snyder had out there. That's the way they used to play football from the quarterback position. And that unbalanced extra blocker, Optimus Klein, um, coming straight at you. Physical. We'll run counter off of it. We'll run power, whatever. Quarterback sweep. And Roshan did all that. So it's kind of weird. Like we kind of out K State at K State, and they struggled on their. They were trying to go with Deuce. Deuce Vaughn's a great player. I don't understand why he was the one they were trying to go with all those 3rd and 1s and 4th and 1s with. That's like us asking Keelan Robinson to do that on the flip side, right? With they maybe they don't have the personnel with a bigger guy or bigger back, but that was weird. But we were winning at the point of attack there later in the game, which is encouraging, or at least if you don't want to give them all that credit, just say that at least for today they did it. At least for today, they showed us another layer of they can play physical and they can meet somebody at the point of attack and win in the trenches on critical downs, situational football. So they did do a better job with that today, in my opinion.
So I agree with you. Definitely, Deuce Vaughn had exactly what I said he was going to have. He had exactly 150 total yards.
On the
By the way,
button,
on the button, but when
he did.
but
Wow.
when Howard ran for that 71-yard touchdown, me as a defensive minded person, you load the box, and you make him beat you with his arm. I'm sorry. I started saying that right after that run. I said, they're going to try to run on us because he's not a passing quarterback. They want to do the speed option against us. Hey, make them beat us at something and if they can't beat you on it, then you go back into your base defense. But they did try to test us deep, but you saw how inaccurate he was. He threw it 15 yards to the right of his wide receiver. That none of his passes were past 8 yards down the field. So that's things that I want to see PK kind of just change up a little bit throughout next year and throughout the offseason. Just make our strength against their weakness.
I agree. Um, Making the opponent play left-handed, that's a Bill Belichick special, right?
Hmm.
Anything you do well, we take it away from you. And to
Don't
your
get too
point, it
cute.
just doesn't seem like we do that enough.
Yeah.
Um, what's interesting with Will Howard is we asked the question on this channel when we did the preview, and a lot of people asked the question about why Texas was favored today. The line was Texas by 3, so Texas not just wins but covers. And the reason why that was is Vegas looked squarely at one person, and it was Will Howard. Vegas knew Will Howard can't throw the football. And regardless of how abysmal Texas has been defensively and all these other things, they were paying attention to number 15 on Kansas State, straight up. Because, I mean, if you think about it, this is the worst quarterback we've seen all season. Not even close in terms of performance and throwing and actually being able to threaten you at all. Even Kansas, that guy at least was able to hit the tight ends and hit some stuff on boot and do enough to where, I mean, he was actually pretty efficient. This guy, anytime he threw the ball, you just thought you had no idea where the hell it was going, and neither did the K-State receivers. And it's such a massive drop off from what they were getting from Skylar Thompson
He had
that
65 yards of passing.
65 yards. He was 9 of 13 today for 65 yards. I mean, it's 65 yards.
It wasn't anything we were doing special in coverage. It's just
No,
that he's
they
not
had
a
guys
great
open.
quarterback.
No, I mean, you compare it to Jared Dagey last week, who actually can throw.
Hmm.
He's just not consistent, but he can thread the ball in between layers of a defense. It's night and day, right? But um, offensively, we're also challenged with our stuff. We talked about Casey Thompson and his challenges with his thumb. You know, the word that's been used with Casey a lot this year has been gritty. And he had a gritty performance. I actually thought today was a real gritty performance from him today, because not only was it bothering him, you could argue that he probably should have been in concussion protocol when he had the whiplash helmet off the turf. And we get Ben Ballard for a couple snaps handing the football off, and Roshan's in there
Yeah.
again doing his package. But Casey, when he had to, he made some good plays, he made some good throws, did some creative stuff with his legs at times just to get rid of the football. Uh, I don't know if he's going to be here next year. I don't know any of the details behind what they want to do. Um, I believe that when he's healthy, he's a starting caliber college quarterback. I think he's a good starting caliber college quarterback. The question is, for what he wants to do and what Steve Sarkisian wants to do, is that a good fit, good marriage for the two of them, at least to advance forward? And can you upgrade beyond that if you're Texas? And if you're Casey, can you upgrade your own personal situation? So I think there's a lot that goes into that. But considering his time here, he's graduated, all what work he's put in. And I don't know if this game was his last game or anything like that. I'm just saying, in terms of what I saw today, I appreciate him playing with heart, because I know some people out there on Twitter, on social media, were trying to insinuate that he's trying to blow the game and all this type of stuff. And I could clearly see him out there battling and wanting to win the football game. And if you're out there wearing a Texas jersey and you're competing like that, I'm a fan of yours, right? So that's kind of where I'm at with the whole thing. I want to address this super chat from Wes. You trash Texas all year because of SEC news. Take this crow and grill it, Lincoln Riley style. Your Wildcats lost. Who's John Kurtz?
Yeah, I don't
Was he in
know.
the chat?
I don't know.
I missed it. I missed it. I missed it. Anyway, I want to get back. Yeah, this is. I mean, this is. I agree, Marley. And what's good. He played hard for the team. It's just whether or not it's a good fit, and that's what the offseason for. And being transparent, right? And Casey said that today after the game, in terms of how they've handled stuff, and because I think he was asked directly how if Steve Sarkisian handled everything the best way in terms of communication with quarterbacks, and he was like, he was honest the whole step of the way, and multiple people got opportunities. So it was great. Who said Jacoby Jones? Jacoby was turned. I agree with this. Um, it was great having three back on defense.
Mm-hmm.
We missed him this year, and I tweeted that. Tran, you could see his impact and shedding blocks. Just and he wasn't fully
Apparently, he's the
full
only
go.
guy who could get a pass rush on our team. Apparently, he is. Like if he's 1-on-1, he's the only one who can win their 1-on-1 matchup, which is shocking to me with the talent that we have.
It's shocking. Um, well,
So
Steve said he's looking for pass rush in the portal
I
and
hope so.
recruiting.
I hope so.
He said it straight up.
Real quick, there was one play on defense that I really liked. They did a quick screen, wide receiver screen, and I thought at the time it was a cornerback that blew up the block, but it is
Oh, the
apparently
Gofu.
Gofu. Yeah, and I was wondering why is a Gofu really that good that he can hit that he can guard the slot
I think they anticipated that play
against
so he
this
could defeat the block.
against this team. But
Hmm.
I wouldn't assume that we'd do that against OU, right?
No, I think I'm going to give PK and Jeff Choate some credit there, Tran. I think they anticipated that and they lined him up. You know how you tell your kids sometimes when you kind of sniff something out, you're like, hey, Roman, ball's
Yeah,
coming your way.
shift.
Hey,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm seeing what they're doing. Ball's coming your way. I think
Containment,
that
lead
was
him
Texas
inside. Yeah,
recognizing that. Ovi, get out
yeah,
there. They got
yeah.
a 170-pound slot as the lead blocker.
And
I know you can defeat that block.
he did 100% what he's supposed to. He ate that block up and made the tackle, which I was just saying that was one of my favorite plays of the game, honestly. but I was worried. I was really worried later on down the line if they put that line up again that they're going to hit the slot for a quick screen, but not against the personnel that we were playing against.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Um, I thought the brother Jalen Ford, he flashed for me today. Um, there were times where he got swallowed on some blocks, and we got to help him with his eyes too. But he's a see ball, hit ball guy, and those are the people I want playing linebacker for me. So he at least, and I see his speed and athleticism when he really sees it, and he can fly through a hole. I think he can be a very productive linebacker if you get your defensive line together. I think Jalen Ford can make money for you, in my opinion. I see enough. There's enough there to work with. Um, Instinctively, he can fly through. Now, when things get muddied for him, he can definitely get just swallowed up in the junk and get defeated. Yes, but when the play is there and he can slant off the edge and fly through, and the defensive tackles are taking up double teams and whatnot, Jalen can eat, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm encouraged because now this is not the first type of game he's had like this today. We know Overshown sat today as well, and it's going to be interesting how things play out on the offseason, who stays and who goes. I think that's what we're really going to be focused on this next month is what decisions guys make, how long it takes them to make their decisions based upon other things. But I do want to give a shout out to the brother Jalen Ford. I thought he played very well today.
Yeah, I mean, if Jalen stays, Overshown stays, we have a pretty healthy linebacker core. You know, with I liked what I saw in little glimpses from Benda as well. So I mean, we do have some players at the linebacker
Mm-hmm.
position. Um, we just got to start we got to start clicking up from the defensive line perspective.
Yeah, Devin made a play as well on a 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1 where he scraped off and got back there. Encouraging.
Crazy.
Who else? There's somebody else that was mentioned that I wanted to. Wait, yeah, David Benda. I mean, overall, I mean, they did a good job of scraping and doing what they had to do. I'm gonna get to Tope in a minute, guys,
Yeah.
because he deserves his own
Segment.
little
Yep.
segment for how
Yeah.
he played today, and he brought it today. And I haven't even spoken to Tope yet, but I'm so very proud of
Same.
everything he had. Wish I would have had a debate on live. What are we debating? I may have missed it. Marley, I think this is a good comment. I think we saw Sarkeesian come out of his comfort zone today by using Wildcat. I think this whole season has been one for Sark to get out of his comfort zone. Marley, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a good comment because, and the point that Marley's making, she's addressing a lot of what Roshan did today versus juxtapose at the beginning of the season where it's like so anti-quarterback run and using the extra blocker and really wanting to run more traditional Steve Sarkeesian offense with the RPO and some of the West Coast concepts and some of the things that he's grown up doing versus some of this stuff that sometimes can mimic what the power spread was under Tom Herman. And I believe that's the point that Marley's making here. And I think she's on point here because he went heavy with it today because he had to.
Yeah, he had to.
He
He had
had to.
to adjust. He had to make adjustments. Otherwise, he's doing our offense a disservice.
No, excellent. I completely agree. So a lot of you guys talking about BJ
Yeah,
Foster. So let's get to it. We don't duck from anything here.
yeah.
And he's been the one that's been targeted by the fan base, right? In terms of effort, in terms of the angles, in terms of poor tackling, poor coverage, everything. A lot of people have identified BJ Foster. And I've always said I don't pick on players on this channel. If we critique a player, if we do call a player out like we did with Joshua Moore, we will analyze what's happening on the field from what we see. Trang, you texted me and you said the angles, what's up?
Well, no. He gave away that 71-yard touchdown. It was him. He took probably one of the worst angles, and then his pursuit was. I know he's faster than that on that, and he just looked like he was disinterested, and he's already packed his bags for vacation, for winter vacation. If it's upsetting to me because he's such a good talent. He is one of those downhill box safeties that's supposed to lay the wood, and that was his moment to say, you know what, you're gonna try to run. I'm gonna put my pads into your ribs, and you're done. And he just wasn't ready for it. He's an Angleton kid too, and you know Quentin Jammer is one of my favorite players of all time. He's from the same area, and you know I just think that you know this was probably his last game, and did he really want to? Was he really interested in his last game? Did he really care if we won or lost? And that's the thing that's a little frustrating to me.
I would love to talk to him and get his
Yeah,
insights
yeah,
on things. And not, because we all can say some stuff and I know, again, like you said, we know where he's from and all these things, but some of the stuff that happens on the field is indefensible, right?
yeah.
Yes, it looks like if I'm watching, all I'm gonna say is like if I'm watching the tape alongside you, right? If I'm watching the tape right next to you, what do you look like?
Yeah.
Is Will Howard legit that much faster than you? Do you really think that's the proper angle you should come down as a free safety? You know what I mean? Like this is not me. It's not anybody trying to attack you, right? Or call you out or anything like that. At least from my perspective, I know a lot of people feel some type of way for a long time. I know a lot of people have been calling out BJ Foster for years. I'm not talking about that. Some everything. I'm always a middle guy, right? It's sometimes either it's too intense or it's not enough. So oftentimes the truth is somewhere in the middle. And yeah, I think it's fair to question effort when you see that.
I will
I think
never.
there's other plays this year where you see it and you're like even if you take a bad angle, that's one thing. But you have makeup speed. Like it looks like you're not on your horse.
Yeah.
Right? There's other plays this year where I've seen a guy like a Gofu chase somebody down the sideline in Kansas and you're over there unblocked. Please make that make sense to me, right? Because let's say that, with the COVID year, he decides to go to another school and wants to play one more year of football. These are questions I will ask him as the program taking him in. I don't care about you being a 5-star 4 years ago or 4 seasons ago. What is this? This isn't the player. This isn't even the guy we saw that was blitzing off the edge against Georgia, right? In the Sugar Bowl, and that was playing as a violent football player. And I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't know, because it has to be something beyond. Maybe he doesn't like playing football anymore. I don't know.
Maybe that's it. Maybe
I really don't know.
Maybe he's just frustrated with the fact that he's had 3 defensive coordinators. But guess what? If he goes to another school, my response is, you're going to a 4th coordinator, by the way, if you come to this school.
Regardless of what you do. Yeah, we're unless you go play for Todd Orlando, wherever he's coaching, like, you're going to be learning from somebody new, right? So, again, this is not accusatory or trying to attack somebody. It's just real life, right? Like, how do you feel about ball at this point? Because on the tape is saying otherwise.
So you and I will never say that a young college kid sucks. We will never say anything like, you'll never hear that out of our mouths or anything like that, because those young men will run circles around us in a second.
And I've seen him play for
I've seen him play great
with his shoulder falling out.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna, like, because if somebody didn't care, they wouldn't be on the field with that level of injury with that type of pain. They wouldn't be out there. So it's just again, kind of more so getting to the psychological and even the relationship side of things.
Yeah,
in my opinion, because something's off. It just is. It's senior day. I mean, look at Cade, how the way Cade Brewer played. Or we talked about Tope. We're big, we talked about Tope. We've had Tope on the channel. We'll have him on here again after the season. Every play, he's fighting like he's coming downhill like it's his last. Derek Kerstetter, same thing. Thought Kerstetter was fighting out there, just all these guys pushing, right, defensively. Even Coburn, whether it's Coburn's last game or not, I don't know. A lot of these guys are up in the air, and it seems like they're still in their decision-making process. But at least you see the fight. You see the effort, right? You saw there was an uptick with that energy. So, I don't know. Really curious to dive into everything. Chris, you're going to get blocked. You keep talking about Drake Stoops. You're going to get blocked, sir. Keep trolling. You guys have a elimination game to worry about tomorrow. Yeah, Tope went Hulk Mania today.
Do you want to start the Tope praise here at the 30-minute mark now?
No, yeah. So in regards to Tope, and I'm glad that he was getting immediate media availability this week. I'm glad that he was able to share a story. Horns Illustrated, the Statesman, everybody out there talking with Brian Davis. Just the amount of attention he's gotten this week to share his story, understanding what he's gone through. The same loss that I've suffered with my mom via COVID, he went through that as well. And we're now, we're just coming off of Thanksgiving, which was, no one ever prepares you for how difficult Thanksgiving will be without a parent. And we both just went through that. And so just all of that, right into his senior day and walking and all of what that means for him, right, and what he set out to accomplish at Texas. And I'm just incredibly proud of him and finishing his football career the right way, finishing his football career in a manner in which he can look back and be very, very proud of, in terms of paving the way, because he's proof that Kyle Flood knows what he's doing. Tope, when Tope took over, it was Oklahoma State. to now, look how much he's evolved as a guard, as a football player the last few weeks. He's really come along and developed. He's our highest graded offensive player for the Iowa State game. We know that was a disaster, but just to see him develop along the way is encouraging, and hearing his firsthand accounts of, hey, the coaching here is different. If we give it time, it can work, because I'm proof that it worked for me. So if these young guys can buy in, look out, right? And so I'm really happy for Tope and what he's provided. It was an awesome performance by him today, in all seriousness.
So honestly, it was really just a special moment to see him run out with the picture of his mother. Knowing what you went through and what he went through, it was really emotional, to tell you the truth. And to see him play, I saw him pancake 3 different people, and him pulling up to the second level and just doing what big guys are supposed to do and letting the little guy know, you're little, you're too small, kid. And just seeing him play with that intensity, and honestly, throughout the season, he started game 6. That's when he took over this starting lineup. By game 12, he's honestly our most consistent offensive lineman. And from a guy who hardly had any playing time for 6 years to go through the program, and he was one of those. He spoke about this on the channel, that he was one of those people that he was using this as a means to an end to get his degrees, and he got his degrees, and he sat and thought, I'm not going to take this for granted, this opportunity for granted, and he still worked, and he got that playing time, and he didn't let it go. I'm extremely proud of him, and I'm happy that he's a Texas Longhorn, and he'll always be a Texas Longhorn.
He's the best of Texas all the way through in terms of what we look for from a student athlete, because all of the academic, like he's going to be a Disney exec one day, no doubt about it. He has amazing ideas. He's passionate about what he wants to do. No question about it. But on the football field, he brings it. You can see that love for Texas when he's out there and he's blocking. When he talked about having the privilege, that's what he said, the privilege to block for Bijan Robinson, the privilege to block for Roschon Johnson. Those are the type of people you want to build your program around. So very, very, very happy with how he finished up his career and the performance we saw today. No doubt about it. Guys, there's no questions. Balta Cano said, oh, thank you. Respect. Tram played football at Hofstra. I don't know. People keep asking about that.
I was born and raised in San Antonio, but I graduated high school from New York.
I don't think so. I don't know where you heard this, but I don't think you can move with how banged up Jordan Whittington's been. He's got to stay at receiver at this point. I don't think you can continue to mess around with that. He's already played 2 different positions at Texas. The last thing he needs is to play to move to the other side of the ball. He was a great defensive player at Cuero, but
he was their everything.
Yeah.
Cuero.
Yeah. Oh, Lando, thank you for bringing up the next point. I've had some people text me about this, right? Like, hey, what if this scenario breaks down to where we can get into a bowl game, Steve? I'm going to give my personal take. Train, you give your personal take. My personal take. This is why I have not brought it up. That's why I didn't bring it up in the preview. In the season ended today. As far as I'm concerned, we are now in 2022 mode. And typically, I'm always a fan of leveraging the bowl to get the 15 extra practices, to get that more time with my team. And let's see what we can do to build some momentum for the following season. Not in this case, because I do think there's going to be some staff changes. I don't understand if you know that there's going to be staff changes and you know that you're looking to upgrade significant parts of this team, why you would want to string them along for another 15 practices, in my opinion. When you can use that time, all these schools that are, look how many job openings and all these things that have happened. I'm using that time if I want to upgrade my staff. Florida just fired their coach. LSU fired their coach. All these different programs. I'm in the portal. I'm using all of this time to get ahead of the schools that are going to bowls and are dealing with stuff to get ready for 2022. To me, there's more benefit in using that time to do this right. And if I have to make some switches, especially on the defensive side, I can do that. Than going to a meaningless bowl and trying to get to 6-7 or 5-8. That's where I'm at with this. What say you, Trent?
So you and I have talked about this. We both said shut it down. Personally, I think we should shut it down and we should use this as our off season to focus on the next season. Who cares about the practices? If these people aren't, if these players aren't going to be in the team next year, this time next year, it doesn't mean anything. You're still going to have to work in all the new people you're going to get in the off season. However, watching a bunch of the upperclassmen and the people who walked today, how they balled out, if they get the opportunity, I think it's a little bit selfish from our standpoint to say that we shouldn't we don't want the bowl game. So if they're offered it, I think they're most likely going to take it because it's more visualization for the school. Number one, and then number two, I think it's fair for them to have another proper send off. That this isn't just their last game; they're done. So, but me, I'm with you. I want to start our off season now.
I want to start the offseason now, build. I mean, I hear what you're saying about the seniors and the people that played well, but everybody knows coming into the season you got to win at least 6 games to be a bowl eligible. You had 12. You had 12 opportunities. It's not like you weren't given those opportunities, and it's not like the energy we saw today was always consistent throughout the entire season either. Like you guys played in a season where you lost 6 straight games, 6 straight weeks of losses. So I don't want to like. I don't think as a team we clearly don't deserve a bowl game. It's really to fill a spot if it's available. So Marlon says these dudes need to play football. They need to practice. My counter to that is, what if it's changing? What if so? Who's playing football, Marlon? Are we playing 15 more practices for people that are going to hit the portal? Who's coaching them? Are we giving them 15 more practices with people who aren't going to be here next year? Or should we just get real and strip it down now and get to the point of who's actually going to be here next year? Because if, to me, 15 more practices with a position coach who's already going to get fired is a waste of my time, in my opinion. I know it's more, and that's where we can defer and argue on this. But to me, that's a waste of time. Honestly. Especially when I can be, if I know if I'm Sark, I'm trying to upgrade. Because let's also be real here. All of the staff, especially on defense, was not his first choice. These are people that he either had to settle on or redirect to get to this person, which is why the defensive staff came together as it was before PK got brought on board. Let's be real about this. So if I now have an opportunity to kind of hit the redo button with some of the defense, I'm not saying everybody, but if I have opportunity, Florida's down right now, and to go interview some of the people over there, or go interview some people at LSU, or wherever, USC, wherever, to try to upgrade certain positions, even if I'm going to go, a lot of people talking about Andre Coleman. If I'm looking to go upgrade the receiver coach, I'd rather him spend time doing that than bullshitting around with 15 more practices. That's just me, though. So you guys tell me what's a better use of the time. I understand, yeah, the players, um, players want to, can constitute whatever they need and all those type of things, but that's just kind of where I'm at. A lot of people said embarrassing. I'm just saying, like, what 2022 season's not getting easier, Tran.
No, it's getting more
The
difficult.
2022 season's not getting easier because these bowls. Here's the thing. This is why I'm so angry about the bowl stuff. Because the bowl stuff is why our expectations were off coming into this year. Because we know how we look when we go into bowls and we're prepared and it's great. And it's great for the kids. And what did that do? All it gave us was a false sense of confidence after we beat up Colorado. What did he freaking do? Or are we actually going to build this thing? Are we actually going to go out and get some analysts, right? Not just coaches, but let's also start up the whole fired coaches association and bring some people in here that are looking to chill for a little bit and just want to analyze and break down tape. Let's bring those people in here. I'm just thinking big picture. You guys are right. If you practice more, those are more reps. And if you have an opportunity to say yes to more reps, football mindset typically says yes, say yes to more reps. I'm just saying we've gone down this road every offseason and it hasn't worked. So we should, if we're going to blow this thing up, let's blow it up and start over. That's I don't know. Because it's harder to fire somebody when you go through a bowl and then they look good because you get the right matchup. And then you're like, and then what does the fan base start doing? Well,
That's
you
our
know,
fault, though. I mean, that's not the coach's fault for going out there and blowing out another team. That is our fault for falling for the fool's gold over and over and over and over again. Why don't we just let see how it gets played out on the field?
everything needs to be evaluated. No disrespect to the brother, Coach Becton. Everything needs to be evaluated. I'm not calling for his job. I'm just saying they're going to do their internal audit. You do with that information what you will. Everything needs to be evaluated.
I wish they made that public. Like what type of periodized workout that they're looking at trying to build for. Like I wish they made that public. Not necessarily the workouts that they do or anything like that, but just like, hey, what are their goals?
Now I hear you, Marlon. If they don't do wholesale changes, you might as well practice. That's fair. That's fair. I don't know what changes they're going to make. You heard Orlando just saying that he keeps bringing up the strength in the S&C coach's name. So I don't know what changes they're going to make. I'm just saying, like, when you're already trying to weed people out, you already have an idea. Like, I feel like they want to. If like that's where I'm at, Daniel. I'm fine with moving on to 2022 because the other thing that I didn't mention is I'm pretty sure that Sark is ready to get to his exit interviews
Mm-hmm.
and
If
be
they
real
haven't
with them.
already had him right after this game.
I'm ready to get started with the exit interviews. I'm ready to get started with excuse me, with everybody here who sorry, I'm ready to get started with, hey, if you come back, this is what I see from you. Hey, if you decide to move on, this is what I feel like you need to work on. Hey, we felt like we didn't get the best you for us. You didn't buy in, whatever. But I feel like he's ready to have those conversations and get those things out the way and be real so he can get his numbers. If I'm Sark, I want to know what my numbers are heading into the offseason so I can go get as much talent as possible. What are my numbers? So the quicker way I can get to my numbers is by being real and starting to have these conversations now. I'm not trying to delay this for another month. You know how much it's not even Christmas yet. You know how much time I can get done during these Texas high school playoffs while everybody else is prepping for bowl games and shit? I can get out here on the road, man,
Mm-hmm.
and get my numbers Forget all this
When's
bowl
the
prep
dead
nonsense.
period?
That's just me.
When's the
What I
dead
would
period
advise.
for recruiting? When's the dead period? Do you know?
Oh, it's dead period. Well, whatever. I'm
No,
just
no.
saying.
I'm asking when is it?
I don't even know. Somebody, one of the recruiting gurus, can chime in with that.
Because I know a few weeks before early signing period, isn't it?
Did I lose? Worthy's not transferring. Why do people keep coming for our best players and say that they're going to transfer? No, knock it off. Worthy's not transferring. Uh, yes, Armani Whitfield did decommit. It was the classic decommit during halftime. Um, best. I know Michigan State's been coming hard for him. I think that's the
Yeah.
team. If he decides to not come to Texas, I think Michigan State, Mel Tucker and that group, they really like him for what they do. But I hope that we can, you know, with the SMU decommits, I know we are looking into the Hudson brother in particular. So there's some shifting going around, and sometimes these kids get wind of like, hey, well, you're targeting this guy over me, so could that bump me out? Those type of things.
It's a numbers game at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lando, you're on point, man. It's the numbers. Is you got to get if they said that that 33 number when he said that day, which was now what a couple weeks ago, Tran. That didn't come out of thin air. They've already started crunching the numbers.
Yeah, they crunched the numbers at the beginning of the season. By the way,
Oh man. Yeah, it was tough to get a decommit right out the bat.
it's not though. It's not. If one of the biggest issues that we have are people that don't want to be here who are in the locker room, don't you want those people gone before they even come to the campus? We just have to do our due diligence to find and evaluate a perfect replacement for him that could complement both Jay Witt and also Xavier Worthy. That's what we need to focus on.
All right, Devin from Horn Sports helping us out. What's good, Devin?
Thank you,
By the
Devin.
way, he covers the team, so he actually knows his stuff inside and out. This is what he does.
Thank you, sir.
So thank you for helping us out. This is why we are a family and committed. Devin's the real one, so he's helping us out with the details here. I'm just saying, hey, if dead period starts on December 13th, there's some time to do some stuff. What's today? November 26th? That's plenty of time, Tran.
Yeah.
Get my interviews out the way. Start trying to, people talking about flipness. Jalen Gilbo's back on board. Let's go. I'm just trying to get to what this team's gonna. Why are we fiddling around trying to talk about? Well, we could match up in this bowl or this bowl. We've got to get to the meat of this thing. We're playing Bama next year. We're playing UTSA next year. Sark doesn't have time for all that. Let's get to it. Homer, what's good, man? 33 doesn't feel like that significant number. It's a 25-man class and 8 transfers. Exactly. Seems like normal turnover in the portal era. Feel more powerful if a lot of seniors leave, I guess. No, I think that's on point, right? I mean, Michigan, Lando just said earlier, Michigan flipped 39, right? Today, DeMarvion wasn't supposed to walk, and then they said he walked today, right? And then somebody else walked today that wasn't supposed to walk. Like, there could be more people leaving than initially suspected. Good or bad. I'm not saying it's good. I don't want DeMarvion Overshown to lead the program. Let me be clear on that. I'm just saying if I'm Sark, I want to know how much I got to work with sooner rather than later. Because a bowl can muddy some of those things too. And I mean, for those of those kids that feel like they want to move on to NFL, take the extra time. Get yourself ready. Get yourself healthy. Yeah, we're at the same point here, Joel. I'm gonna go for a few more minutes because my energy's starting to wear
Our
down.
dead peer is really dead.
Hey, Lando wants to play the game.
Hey, not if our bagmen are
Hey,
actually doing their job.
he wants to play the game. He wants to play the game. Um, all right, so I saw that on Twitter. Hold on. Did Deshaun walk today? I wasn't at. Neither of us went to the game, so we don't know. Did Deshaun walk? I saw something on Twitter saying Deshaun walked with the senior.
I didn't watch the first part of the game. Honestly, I clipped in about 2 minutes into the game, so I didn't get to see the first little clip.
Shout out to Maalik. I believe he's playing in his championship game. I think it's tonight or tomorrow, one of the two.
Murphy.
Yes.
Okay.
For a lot of people. This is actually a cool story that Mike Roach at 247 wrote up about how everybody was like, "Hey, get him out of Sarah. That team is terrible." Blah blah blah. And he kind of stuck it out, and now he's like led that team all the way to the championship game in their division, and him finishing it with his boys. And you still watch them play. He still has to like. It's still conflict in the pocket every single play, but at least he's got, you can tell he's played so much more football coming off that spring season to
Mm-hmm.
this season, to where he's just way more decisive and just like, F it, I'll get the ball in the end zone by hook or crook. And that's a big reason why Sarah's in the championship game in their California division. So definitely best of luck to Maalik. He's, a lot of people scrutinizing his tape. They'll be pleasantly surprised when they watch his tape his senior year and what he's had to deal with the team that he plays on. And I think that's encouraging because, again, some of these quarterbacks play on super teams. And I've said that
Mm-hmm.
before, where you don't really deal with any type of conflict ever. And he deals with it every single game. And they're still winning to the point where they're there. So that's encouraging. And then Devin Brown from Utah, who's another one in this class, who is the new late sexy prospect that decommitted from USC. Sark's talked about having a two quarterback class. We know Sark is heavy in the hunt for a passer with his skill set. So why not do what Ohio State's doing, right, and accumulate talent and get some of the best arms, best young throwers in there. We know what Sark wants from his offense and the type of proficiency he wants to see from the quarterback position. So pursuing a Devin Brown, I think, is a good route.
No, I agree with you definitely. I mean, just to touch on Homer's question about, you think he was horrified by the offense today? No, he's very, very, very familiar with Sark's offense, and he knew that was Sark doing whatever he could do to get a win. So he's very familiar. Now
Yeah.
the video is the thing that we should be concerned about. The video with Archer is the thing we should be concerned about.
Oh, you're talking about Archer and the young lady, the young blonde, the young princess, where she said you're going to Ole Miss, and they in the bedroom. Hey, that's college football, baby. Enjoy yourself, Arch. Have fun.
Yes.
Get it where you get it. You do whatever you got to do to close, brother. Good for you. That's all I got to say. You do whatever you got to do to close the deal, brother. You do it. The rest is on you, Arch. Lord knows what was coming at that young man when he goes on
That
these
seemed
visits.
like the most forced hottie toddy I've ever heard in my life.
Hey, if y'all don't know what we're talking about, go find it somewhere on social media with Arch and the young lady at Ole Miss. They're having a good time. What college football is all about, right? So hey, Arch, hey, we got plenty of that in Austin, Texas, right? That's where you decide to go. If you play for the other team, we got that too. So whatever you prefer, we got that for you, brother. But he was having a good time. Now, Roshan has quarterback mentality. Um, oh, go check out Devin Brown. I saw some of the stuff from I think it was his state championship game. in Utah. I think it was. Uh, Somebody said that was simp recruiting. I knew, I knew y'all were about to start going in. Yo, let Arch work, yo.
Tracy, the Mannings won't let him be a daddy at 19. Trust me.
Uh, that needs to be a television series. No, but Jeremiah Powell, Devin Brown looks the part. That's what
Yeah.
I'll say. He looks the part. And when they were in the camps and stuff, he also threw the ball with that same type of velocity and pinpoint accuracy. So, Marlon, thank you, brother. What staff changes can we even make? One that makes sense is Margin Hooks. I think that would dramatically improve our recruiting receiver play anyone else. Margin Hooks, for those who don't know, is one of, and Texas Homer was kind enough to introduce me to Margin, but Margin Hooks is one of the quarterback, or not, excuse me, receiver trainers out here in the DFW area. Works with all the young receivers, college and as well as some NFL clients that he has. He's one of these, like Footwork King and some of the guys out here. But Margin's, man of the, he's got connections with George Teague and just does a tremendous job of not just coaching these kids on how to run routes, or catch the ball better, or run faster. He's a mentor. He's done a phenomenal job staying in touch with parents, educating them on their processes, and he's got a phenomenal business, and what he's doing in the DFW areas. Absolutely be a blessing to have somebody like that on the staff, no doubt about it. But you know, that's going to be tough to pull somebody like that, into the ranks and the mud of Texas
Yeah.
football. I don't know. It's definitely worth it. I know a lot of people want to go at Coach Samples right now, Rashad Samples.
Usually, coaches like that do that on the side. They do that as a passion because that's what they want to do. That's their business. They don't want to have the stress of having a boss look over their shoulder on what they're doing, because it's a stress free environment, because they create the workouts and they create the plan for each individual. So I wouldn't assume that something like that would be someone like that would actually go to a big time program from what they go from the brand that they've actually built within the state.
No, he has an incredible brand, and he's helping kids. And Homer can attest to this. Like I said, he was the one that made the introduction for me. Was he's helping kids at all levels, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not just the kid that's trying to go to Bama. It's the kid that's trying to get an offer. It's the kid that's learning how to play football, right? Or learning how to be a receiver and just, hey, I just want to improve my skill set so I can contribute to my high school team this year. He's working with kids.
That's what I'm saying is like
up and down. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Usually that's where they feel comfortable at, because that's where they don't have a boss. They're doing what they love to do, and they're making a lot of money doing it as well.
No, he's doing a great job. Marlon, I wonder. So he said, only reason why I'm saying that is because he played with Sark in college. Maybe they have that relationship. Anything is better than Coleman. I don't think anything is better than Coleman. I'm not going to say Coleman was terrible. Coleman was somebody who we had on our concern list in terms of the receivers before the season. And Tran, I think that's going to be the next recorded video we do. By the way, we're going to make. I'm planning so you guys get to have a sneak peek behind the curtain. This is how we plan our videos. So Tran, what do you think about us doing a video where we go through our 5 biggest concerns before the season and our 5 biggest things we were excited about before the season, and we provide commentary on how they ended up, whether we were, justified in our concern or if we were off base, right? I think that'd be some good content to produce. What say you?
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's usually that simple, and then we go over the 5, and then we BS for about 30 minutes before we shoot, and then so behind the curtain, if you really want to know.
Exactly. That's how we do it. So, all right. Paxton said he's in. Shout out to Paxton for watching on Facebook. Thank you. All right, so he's in for it. So that'll be some of the next content we do as we look back at things. And obviously, as news breaks and important things drop, I'll react. We'll make content. But in terms of because and the reason why I say that is I had receiver as a concern. I think there's position groups that we found out were even more concerning throughout the year than receiver was. And Andre Coleman, however you feel about him, you can't prepare somebody to deal with 7 guys either leaving or going down in your room. That's tough compared to some of the other groups that were fully healthy and didn't produce.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know no one's going to give him credit for Xavier Worthy. He was, Xavier Worthy came in as a starter
Just
kit.
a stud, yeah.
So no one's going to give him credit for that. But Marcus Washington got better throughout the year. Now, he didn't do a whole lot today catching, but the drama of Joshua Moore, all the things that were happening in the room, dealing with Jordan Whittington's injuries and how he started out.
Troy O'Meara, who
Troy
was
O'Meara.
supposed to be the starter too. So
It's tough. So,
yeah.
well, Offerman with a $20 super chat. You guys, all we need is Pole Assassin and her friends, and we'll get Arch. Can I say this in all seriousness? And
You
I'll leave the
stop
super chat up
dragging
here? Thank you.
that Saints name under the bus.
Hey, Jeff Banks did a good job this season.
Yeah, he did.
Jeff Banks did a good job this season for what he's responsible for. Special teams was good. Outside of the missed extra point today, we actually didn't give Cameron Dicker his flowers, and I apologize. Tran, give Cameron Dicker his flowers. He had a senior day today too.
I mean that point after was really bad. I'm not gonna lie, that was really bad. I don't know if it was the high snap or if it was a high snap or the ball wasn't put down in time, but it did not look good at all. But yeah, he played well. He nailed some key field goals. Actually, down the stretch, he's been pretty consistent for as a field goal kicker, which that's all we were asking from him, to be consistent. And the only thing, I know he's not going to punt in the NFL or anything like that, but his punting game wasn't on today. But we didn't really need
today, but over the course of the season, he was very good.
Yeah, specifically today.
So let me tell you why this is a great coach unit by Jeff Banks. They ran freaking quarterback draw with no timeouts like idiots and still got off the field and kicked the field goal before halftime. Did anybody else see this?
I did not know what they were doing.
They ran quarterback draw like idiots.
Third and 8.
What are you doing?
3rd and 8 with 18 seconds left on
the with 18 seconds left. But because our special teams unit
was ready,
was actually prepped.
Yeah.
They substituted with no issue, got the kicker out there, ball down, ball set, holds good, kicks good. That's coaching. Jeff Banks.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff Banks.
Oh, yeah. Paxton brought up a good point. He did lay out saved a touchdown for a kick return for a touchdown. He laid the kick returner down.
He had 3 tackles today? 3 tackles today?
That's not what I want to hear, though. That's not what I want to hear.
Good. I mean, we at one point we're tied for the lead in the country. I don't know where we are now. We at one point we're tied for the lead in the country for block punts, I think it was. When's the last time we were blocking punts like that?
That was in the early 2000s.
Yeah. So I'm with it on the special teams front. He's doing his job. Y'all can talk about whatever the hell you want to talk about off the field. He's doing his job coaching, and he's here.
And he's not letting the off-the-field stuff affect his coaching.
No, he does not let the off-the-field stuff affect his coaching because his unit was more on point than – and the tight ends, Cade Brewer, who we said on this channel, all jokes aside, When Jordan Whittington went down, everybody's like, "Who's the contested catch guy?" I said it was K. Brewer. You
He
saw that
stepped
on the wheel
up.
route.
Oh no, the past 3 weeks he's been that guy.
He can do
So
those
he
things.
stepped up. Yeah.
Now he's not going to moss people or anything like that, but in terms of it's a 50-50 ball and he can wrestle it away from somebody, he can do that. Also, shout out to Paul Blart Mall Cop, who Kansas State had out there at fullback today, number 29. He was out there moving people.
So little background. My
When
brother
are we going to
works.
get our Alex De La Torre back here?
Yeah.
Where's my jug butt
Yeah.
fullback?
Oh, we don't play that. Like funny
Come on,
stories.
I
Like
want those people are useful.
I guess because
Shout out to Coach De La Torre at
the reason why we don't do that is
Ryan now,
we use our tight ends as it. Because we want actual like pass catchers. My brother was hoping he got a touchdown because he wore at UT 29. So he's like, "Oh, I want a thick six for number 29."
Yeah, that would have been a thick six.
100% would have been a thick
Even
six.
though he's not a lineman, that definitely would have qualified as a thick six.
Oh, he was all about that. He's like, if they only score one touchdown, it would be this. I hope it's him.
They said my man was 5'10", 254.
Holy crap.
No way.
There's no way he was way thicker than that.
No way. That guy got out there on the edge. Yo, our dudes did not when he gains all seriousness, and I'm not body shaming the kid. The kid was out there moving people. He's a good athlete. He's just rotund, right? He looked like a rhombus, but he was out there. Bam! Right when he caught the ball, it was traffic. 29. When he got on our sideline, we had coaches falling down. He's just big for no reason. Where's our guy like that? Where's the Cody Johnsons of the world or the Henry Meldons? Bring them back to Texas.
I can't even think of someone who was like that recently. Ours was I think our most recent one was what, Andrew Beck, and Andrew Beck was not thick.
254 kilos. Did you see they messed up? He said he was a square back. Yo, 29 and 29 on Kansas State was out there moving folks around, yo.
Oh
my God. I had no idea he was that size, yo. And then they threw it to him. He was carrying the whole squad on his back. We were not used to that. We were like, what is this, the Big Ten?
What is this dude's name? What's his name?
What was his name?
I'm looking it up. Did he have a catch?
I think he had a catch. His name was Jax Denon.
Jax Denon.
Jax Denon. That guy.
Has not missed a meal for 15
Yo,
years.
Jax Denon, you got a wide base. There we go. Yo, he was rotund, bro.
He was
rotund. Yo, 29 cracked me up because it looked like, I was like, damn, he's like out here just moving people. Like, and that's all I'm thinking about. I'm not even trying to make fun. I'm just jealous that they have a jug butt and we don't have a jug butt on our side.
It's
somebody's
schematically
just out there that looks like a civilian. That's why I say he look like Paul Blart Mall Cop. But then he gets out there, he starts coming downhill. He can hit that hole. Deuce Vaughn, it's easy for him to cut off of that guy.
He would have been perfect in like a Tom Herman offense, not in this offense. We needed someone like that in Tom Herman's. Like, hey, you hit the blitzing linebacker 400 times, and we'll break you off a run every now and then.
So Ricard is 315, and Ricard plays to Lando's point. Ricard plays on the line.
Mhm.
He'll play defensive line sometimes. Ravens fans know this already.
Yeah.
Ricard, though, at least is like sub 8% body fat. He doesn't look like he's 315. Like when you look at Ricard is like just diesel. He's big boy too. He's another jug butt, but he's not. It's not like this guy. This guy looked like somebody's dad got out there for the glory days, man. But then but it was somebody's dad, but it was somebody's dad that had the grown man strength. Hit the like button if you know about the grown man strength. Apparently, the grown man strength truly doesn't kick in until you've had your first child. Where you start wheeling the baby around, you have another level of masculinity, another level of strength that you don't typically have. And apparently, this guy had the grown man strength. Some of y'all know about this. Tran knows about it. Tran
I
knows
don't
about
know
the grown
about
man
that.
strength.
I don't know about
Tran's
that.
always had the grown man strength. So Tran's an exception.
I don't
But
know
some people
about
know
that.
about the grown man strength where, you know, you and your pops may get into an altercation, but then he hits you with that. He stuns you. It's grown man strength. You weren't prepared for that. There's no way you could have been. Anyway. Some of y'all know about that. Some of y'all don't. Maybe I educated some people. Who knows? Anyway, Chan, this was fun. It was fun. We got a win. 22-17.
I hope someone tags just this clip to Jax. Like, hey, we actually respect this kid.
I'm a Jax Deneen fan.
Yeah, we're a fan.
I'm a fan. I'm not. This is not me body shaming. No. Please don't take it that way. I'm a fan.
My brother
I
was
wanna
cheering
see
him
more
on. He's
Doug
like,
Butts
do
out
the number
there.
proud. Do the number proud.
Because he was out there moving folks around, bro. I'm a fan number 29 on Kansas State. I want that guy on my team. Alex De La Torre. Y'all can tag him too. I want that. I want some more jug butts. Just situate. OU, Lincoln Riley, and Stoops always have a dude like that on their roster. Always. Whatever you want to call it, Tracy. There's a term for it.
He has
Across
it.
the board.
Whatever.
That brother was out there moving people. Jax. But hey guys, it's been a tough season, but being able to do the season with you guys out there, get ready, after every game to talk ball. And y'all he said it'll activate. Oh man. Everybody knows that moment in life when you realize your dad was stronger than you thought. I'm gonna just leave it at that. There's always a moment in your life where you realize you get old enough or grown enough where you're like, I could take him.
But you can't.
Keep talking that shit, pops. I could take him. There's always that moment in life where you realize your dad is stronger than you thought. That's all I'm gonna say. He said mine don't activate until March. Oh, did the season break me? Tran, am I broken?
No.
I don't know. You answer this question.
No. We were upset a lot. We'll be honest. We were upset a lot. But no. I mean, the name of the channel is Fanatic Perspective. We're gonna always follow this team. It's not gonna lose our fandom just because we lose. I mean, that's what makes us following this team more special. Is when we actually are successful, we can enjoy it that much more. See.
Chris said he cried a little bit though. Hell yeah, I cried. Shit sucks, bro. Y'all go ahead and handle your business tomorrow against Oklahoma State. We'll see if your boy Caleb can deliver on the road. How you feeling, Chris? I know you're feeling confident. Tomorrow's a wonderful day of college football, by the way. Right off the bat, we get Ohio State, Michigan. Right off the bat, 11 a.m. No hesitation. We get Ohio State, Michigan. 2:30, we get Bama, Auburn, Iron Bowl. Get to see that play out. Maybe Bryce Young has his Heisman moment because he'll get to see what Stroud has done in the first game. Maybe we get some clarity there. And then at the night, we get Bedlam, 6:30, right?
And
6,
also,
6:30.
what was it, A&M, LSU too,
A&M, LSU.
which doesn't mean
LSU,
anything.
LSU's trying to do something for. They'll try to do something
Coach O.
for Coach O. Coach O, go Tigers, go Tigers. So, wonderful day of college football tomorrow.
Dallas, me too. Me too.
Yeah. Cowboys are going to get back on track. I believe that. They'll have a little break now. Who I think they play New Orleans next.
Real quick, do you think when recruiting they always pitch location too, like the city atmosphere around the town. Do you think that in these cases for LA and also Austin, it's actually hurting us with the recruits after they get here?
I think it can hurt if you pick the wrong kind of kid. I think it can hurt if you don't pick the kids that are serious about football like Roshan, and you pick the kids who are really good in high school football and they haven't really, and that's where it's really, really difficult. They haven't shown those signs of what do they look like away from mom and dad. And then they get here and it's the women, the partying, the accolades, just the all the distractions, right? That any college will come with, but this is a fun college in Texas with all of the things that it can give you. I think it can be like that, but I also think that it was like that back in the mid 2000s. Austin was still a super fun place. It's just that, like Vince Young wrote, I think it was this week or last week, or whatever, what he wrote for the Athletic, I think it was, about how excited they were to dominate people. Like they knew what they got, and like they didn't take that stuff for granted. And those guys were partying too. It's not like those guys weren't having fun. It's not like they were like, football's the only thing we do. They were getting it in too. The only difference is they were like, we're gonna ball so we can get more. We're gonna ball because we're trying to go to the league. We're gonna ball because we're the best, and we were brought here to be the best. And there's no excuses. I'm not trying to lose. Yes, I'm gonna party. But I'm going to party off a win and whooping somebody's ass.
Make that party way better.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not saying like every kid on, is partying or whatever, but in terms of just the access and it's just a mentality. Right now, you have people that get here and their mentality is, I got to Texas, I've made it. Versus, I got to Texas, the work starts now. The work of me becoming the football player I'm supposed to be, the work of me becoming the best teammate I'm supposed to be, the work of me helping this team get to a national championship, helping this team win a Big 12 championship, helping this team make the playoffs. That starts when I get on campus. But you have too many kids that come on that are like, oh, I'm just happy that I'm at Texas. Mission fulfilled. No, that's a chapter fulfilled, brother. The next chapter is you doing what you're supposed to be doing. Chris, thanks for the super chat. Steven, no, you're not getting that. I'll take your money, but no, you're not getting that. The millions of OU fans on the chat would appreciate that. No. Handle your business. Get a rematch. Get that rematch in Arlington. If y'all get the rematch, I have no doubt that y'all win 7 straight. What I'm worried about is Caleb on the road. He showed me some things that I'm worried about from Waco that I don't think have fully been cleaned up yet, if you know what I mean.
I'm also worried about Big 12 refs for you. And I mentioned that in our little preview.
Yeah, the Big 12 reps.
They tried to
People
get
in
you
this conference would
last week.
love nothing more than a true Big 12 team to win the Big 12 championship this year of all years. Anyway, those are just. I appreciate that question. That's just my general thoughts. Shout out to BUSR, official sponsor, official betting partner, sportsbook of Fanatic perspective. BUSR.com. Like I said, we had the Thanksgiving promo with the $10 automatic. We might be able to finesse something for y'all for those who sign up right now. If you put your deposit down and you take advantage of the Sports 100 FP bonus, they will match whatever deposit you put down 100% with some free play money. So take advantage of that. It's very, very tomorrow and Sunday, heavy betting days in the sportsbook industry. So take advantage on us. Use some free money if you were already going to bet games. Might as well do it on us. BSR.com, official sportsbook, official betting partner of Fanatic Perspective. Tran, why are you laughing?
I'm laughing at Tracy. He's always got to stick up for the refs.
Tracy, there's so much for you to cover over the last few days between the NFL and college football. I don't know how you do it, man. That Cowboys Raiders game was an abomination from an officiating perspective yesterday. There's nothing you could say to defend this. Those refs in that game, they wanted to be celebrities, Tracy. I'm not saying that.
I will go to the grave, though. That was a pass interference at the end.
On Anthony Brown? I thought it was too. I thought he got there early, as a matter of fact.
Well, the thing is, if he turned his head and played the ball, he would have been fine. But he impeded his progress, and he actually had contact with him because he had his hand on his shoulder. So that by the rule is pass interference. So people who said that was a bad call, that wasn't a bad call. But there were quite a few bad calls in that game. Yes, my kids won't even throw up the thumbs up in my household because that's the bad finger in our household. So that's all. They all, whenever someone says throw the thumbs up, they throw up hug them. That's cool. True story. Brandon hates it.
Yeah, that Tracy, that was bad. I mean, we can continue this debate. It's a forever ongoing debate, but yesterday was bad. I don't like, even Gene Steratore on the broadcast or whoever they bring on. It was just like, come on, man.
I think it was Romo. I think Romo covered that game.
Oh yeah. So Frank brought up something. This is one thing, Chris. Is this Lincoln Riley's last year at OU?
$12 million says so. Isn't that the report? Isn't that the report? Like $12 million.
I'm just asking a question. I'm not trying to spin up any drama. You let me know. Text me, Chris. The season's over for me, so I'm ready to talk. If you want to have me on the podcast again, I'm open for business. Whatever thoughts you want from me, I'm open. I just want to know if this is it for Coach Riley. Zero Dark 30, Lincoln Riley with the media. So don't worry about that. That's what you need to know. Don't worry about that. All right. I'm for real signing off. I appreciate everybody out here. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the rest of the time you guys have with your families, loved ones, friends, a whole bit. I'm gonna continue to get better. And Tran, I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful I get to do shows like this with my best friend and talk ball. So
Yeah, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for everything, man. I wish the season wasn't over because I have so much fun hanging out with you. Um, I'm thankful for all the people in the chat, even all the OU trolls. But yeah, I'm just happy that this sad season's over, honestly, and hopefully we're looking forward to a better season next year.
amen. All right, guys. Remember, we ended on a dub. Shout out to our 5-7 Texas Longhorns.
No more losing streak.
Losing streak's over. It's time to get down to business
I
and
can cut the hair, and no one can
start building for
complain
2022.
This time when I
Oh,
cut the
Trey,
hair.
you cutting it?
Yeah.
Was
No,
that breaking news?
I'm just saying. I was like, you remember last time I cut it? Everyone's like, we lost because you cut your hair. You can't say that now. I kept growing it out while we were losing. So.
Oh man, he's cutting it out. Oh gosh. Yep. Harsh, there's going to be a lot of basketball content coming up. You heard it right. No, and we will cover college football play. We still cover college football, so hopefully you guys checked out our prediction video. We already missed. We did have Ole Miss winning the Egg Bowl, but we missed on our over as they went under. I did not know, and this I blame Weatherman Tran for this.
Weatherman, yeah, I was going to say Weatherman Tran did not do his job because I did not know it was going to be a torrential downpour. Yeah.
So
I only care about Texas weather. I don't care about Mississippi's weather. No one cares about Mississippi's weather.
He messed the money up. Thank God for live betting on BOSR.com. So we were able to get our money back on the Bills minus 24 when they jumped up on the Saints.
Click clack.
So we loaded up on the Bills and got the money back for taking the over on the Ole Miss Mississippi State game. Mistakes like that won't be made again. Let's just say that. We're going to correct ourselves this weekend. Going to be on point. We'll have broadcasts. We'll know whose mom is going to be there and who's not. We'll have all the critical information we need to be as precise on our picks as possible. So just throwing that out there. But anyway, check out our preview video for all the big games, including Bedlam, Iron Bowl, and the game at 11 a.m. tomorrow. So Tran thinks that Michigan has no chance in hell. He's sticking to it. Marlon, I'm going to text you. I ain't got no party tonight. I'm sick, bro. Just trying to bounce back. It's been a journey on my end. Anyway, y'all take care. Remember,
Always.
Horns always up.
Thank you all.